Why it won't. There we go. All right. Welcome to another Crossroads podcast with Eyeball Jones.
Yeah,
What up, dog?
how you doing?
I like the name. Eyeball Jones is cool.
Yeah, honestly, I definitely it definitely was something that kind of came about. I can't remember exactly, but it was just by some friends, and then I definitely really liked it. I did eyeballs. I mean, just like eyes and always I resonated with. It's like kind of like a fetish, almost like a just an interest. But then and then I think it kind of like developed into my beliefs as well, kind of like the third eye.
Right.
So
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it is kind of everything, especially as an artist, you know. I'd say your music videos. I just was checking out your raps and music videos.
yeah.
Dude, they're far out, man. They're like trippy, like, and your raps are far out as well. They're like kind of on another level.
I really appreciate that. Yeah, that's honestly the way that I tried to approach the music and just the art in general. Was like I wanted to make something worldly. Earth. I'm just like trying to go out into the astral realms. You know what I mean? And like, you know what I like. I just want to do something that I really enjoy that type of vibe. Is like just like outer worldly or like spacey.
Dude, yeah, I don't know why this connection, the audio connection keeps glitching out. Is it glitching out on your end or no?
No, no, I hear it pretty good. I could
Oh,
probably get
okay.
a little bit closer. Maybe that's a little bit better.
Maybe it was sounding pretty otherworldly there. It was sounding pretty astral realms. So who I see the Choom Productions.
Yeah, so that's also something I do. So
Okay.
I went to film school, so I've
Hmm.
probably been making movies and music videos for about 8, 9 years. Um,
Nice.
so yeah, and I'm on probably my ninth or 10th music video. So I feel like that's definitely another one of my talents is the editing. Like I've done most of my music videos or like directed them, came up with ideas, so I
Nice.
definitely enjoy that aspect.
Yeah, your editing is super dope. I was like, dude, because I'll do some video editing as well. And some of those effects, I was like, I don't know how he's getting these effects. And what kind of programs do you use when you're editing?
So I use Adobe Premiere one,
Hmm.
and then when I want to do something real special, I'll use After Effects.
I need to get more into
Um,
After Effects.
yeah, honestly, that was one of the more complex programs to use. So I started out kind of watching more tutorials. I had spent quite a lot in Premiere. Um, I got a couple plugins. I got just differing tools on my editor. And honestly, yeah, I just like to spend a lot of time on them and try to make them just look really creative or colorful.
Yeah, dude, it's super like psychedelic and kind of like conspiracy theory-ish. Like I'll see a bunch of different kind of like propaganda type looking stuff and different art symbolism, which seems to come through your lyrics too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I especially in the video part, I think something like subliminals is um I think many times we don't realize how many subliminals or like certain or can set the tone for how you feel. And that was one of the more interesting things I kind of learned about making music and with the videos is the is leading to some you know what I mean evoking a feeling in somebody just from the way that you edit the movie. To me, it's also matching.
Right. Yeah. Man, I don't know why my audio keeps going funky, but that's what I felt myself feeling when I was watching your videos. I was kind of like, dang, dude, this is like brainwashing. But because I was kind of like, man, I'm so intrigued by the visuals that I don't really want to look away.
For sure. Yeah, honestly, it's definitely interesting that you say that. But yeah, and I mean, I feel like that's definitely part of me being eyeball is like the aspect of my art, you know what I mean? I feel like the audio definitely goes with it. And yeah, I definitely try my best to intrigue the viewer,
It
and
definitely makes me want to, dive down your rabbit hole. You sent me that link to your EPK, which helped a lot about kind of learning a little bit about you. You're out in the Salt Lake City, Utah area.
yeah. hmm
Is that where you're from?
Yeah, so I was born in Salt Lake City. I pretty much lived here my entire life. I've been to a few of the other Western states, but been mostly just here.
Nice. So, how long have you been actually creating music or writing? You said you've been writing for a long time.
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, I've been pretty much just writing stories since I was a kid, pretty much. So I mean, I definitely in school and college, you know what I mean. But yeah, I've really only been making music since probably about 2017 was when I really tried to start rapping, and I
Oh, so
didn't.
like 5 years ish.
Yeah, so about 5 years.
Nice.
But yeah, and then I released probably my first album in 2020. So I spent probably a good 2 or 3 years writing those songs before I released them.
Nice. As far as the music production, do you find some people online, or do you know some guys, or do you do some production?
Yeah, so like I just know a lot of local producers, so I'll usually go to them, find a beat they made, or I'll make one with them. So
Nice.
I'll find like a drum I like, or I'll find like a synth, or I will just kind of show them my lyrics or where I'm trying to go and just create a vibe. And that's definitely one of the more fun aspects of making music is the beat production.
Yeah, you have some pretty different beats. Some of those I was like, whoa, this is a different sound, It's I guess not just the typical mainstream sounds you often choose to do.
Yeah,
From what I found
absolutely.
so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely have been influenced by trip hop a lot. It's like
Hmm.
that kind of aspect of music, and then also kind of like electronic type stuff. So I just kind of like being like on the flexible side and just kind of like finding something that is a little bit more suited for this age, or is just kind of like I mean also kind of like finding like retro beats too,
Hmm.
like it sounds new but it has that retro vibe to it.
Oh,
I definitely
right.
like those too.
Nice. Yeah, you got I mean, with that psychedelic kind of vibe you got going on, and the art looks kind of, I don't know, like it's like drawing almost like punk, like scribbles, like skateboard culture, like your art
Absolutely,
style, graffiti,
absolutely.
you know.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, and I think from being from SLC, if you ever seen like SLC Punk,
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. So I
classic.
feel like I feel like I'm like a rap SLC Punk in a way. So like
Nice.
I just kind of like I definitely like all psychedelic colors. And then I was influenced by rock music, but I kind of found my home in hip hop. So it's kind of like I kind of like fused kind of both of those together. Would be the best way to put it. But yeah, that's definitely interesting that you noticed all those aspects, and that's honestly kind of the vibe I'm going for.
Dope. Yeah, I dig it. It's cool. It's like the aliens and the UFOs and the pyramids and eyes and stuff. It's cool. I dig it. So with your recordings, do you go to a studio, or do you have a home studio set up?
So yeah, I have a couple different studios I go to. I set up one for a friend, and we just two local studios I go to, and it's like like if I want to find a real professional sound, so just like for better recording mics and a little
Hmm.
bit better mastering and mixing, so I definitely have gone to a decent amount of studios, probably out here in Salt Lake City.
Nice. Yeah, it looks like you said you've been doing some performing and you've opened up for some other like well-known touring acts and stuff.
Yeah, so I've opened up for Twisted Insane, I've opened up for
Nice.
Ubiquitous, and then I did a couple songs with my friend on his set for Stevie Stone. So that
Nice.
was a lot of fun. I probably performed, probably about 20 times locally. I definitely want to get my first out of state performance hopefully in the next year.
Nice. Yeah, what kind of goals do you have with your music? Seems like you have a passion for it.
Yeah, it's definitely something that is involved into something I just really enjoy doing. I definitely just like making all the art, and I like performing. It's definitely been a just I feel like actions I've gotten from people and just like from performing a lot, I feel like honestly I could have a chance to perform in other states and just get so I definitely just want to keep pushing and just trying to build an even bigger fan base.
Yeah, most definitely. So with the ideas of like being able to make a living from your art or to be an artist as a career, what are your thoughts on that? Is that something you would definitely be about, making money with your music and stuff like that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I make it to enjoy it, but I think that I just feel like from the talent, I think definitely I could make it into a career, and that's what I was talking about more. Maybe even trying to get like a studio, independent, but I maybe start my own label type thing. But definitely I think it'd be something that I definitely like to get into. I've been thinking about doing merchandise and stuff, and I just got that EPK set up, so I feel like that's a good start.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think you would have some cool merch. Like I like the art you got going on. Yeah, it's stuff I could see myself rocking. Like I like psychedelic, like cartoony, you know, kind of like I don't know, it's kind of fun. Like your style is kind of fun. It makes you kind of think because you have quite a vocabulary.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel like my kind of my approach towards making music is I feel like the lyrics are very important, but then it's like I definitely want to fuse all those things like good lyrics, good beat, like just like a good flow. So yeah, definitely I spend a lot of time writing the lyrics and just thinking of things just things to say or different topics.
Right.
Because even
Yeah.
getting away from the conspiracy vibe too, like into kind of other fields, it's definitely interesting to see different vibes.
Oh yeah, true that. Yeah, I feel that as an artist, sometimes I would get a little too far down the conspiracy rabbit hole. I'd be like, oh, I gotta pull myself out of here and just experiment with writing about different thoughts or emotions. And
Yeah, absolutely. And I
do you
think the
have
performing, yeah.
wait, what's up? You about
Oh,
performing it?
I think performing, I've seen different things people kind of like, so I've kind of incorporated maybe some party songs in there.
Mm, yeah.
Maybe some more personal type songs, or we'll have outer worldly vibes. But I definitely feel like
Yeah, keeping in mind, yeah, all that the live performance. Because after I started doing some more live shows, then I started actually writing some songs for that live experience. And That's the great thing about being a video producer too, is that maybe not all songs are the best live, but you know, you still create a great song and you can create a great video for it. So you shoot your videos too then, or?
Yeah, so I own the camera. I'll have maybe a friend of mine or my brother. He'll film it, and then I'll help them direct it, or we'll just really yeah, through the entire process and just get the videos made.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I could definitely see. Have you ever thought about, starting your own business for just your brand or anything?
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of why I came up with the name Choom Production. So
Oh
I
yeah,
it's
that's right.
definitely
Choom. What is Choom?
so
I
it's
was like,
like it comes from like a presidential thing. Like what I got it from was like Obama's Choom Gang, and it was like there was the thing photo,
wait,
and
what
it
is
was
it?
with like from Obama actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
the audio was being funky.
oh
They're like,
yeah, yeah. So the word Choom comes from Obama. It just means to get high. So
oh,
he had like so he had like his when he was in high school he had like the Choom Squad, and they made like a whole bunch of jokes on it. So I just like wanted to make like
what's up? Oh, is the audio? Oh, just checking out his.
All right, do you hear me still?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it was saying my speaker wasn't working that well, so
Oh, okay.
but yeah,
Maybe
I
let me
still
know
hear
if
you right
it's.
now.
Yeah, who knows? It's like agents in the Matrix. I seen you saying some of that stuff in the that you'd have like Matrix code and do cool green screen effects with your video editing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I definitely like to make the videos as crazy as possible.
Yeah,
Just
the
like
one that got me was you had like the spirals and stuff in the street lights.
oh, okay, yeah, that I honestly I was experimenting with different filters and just kind of came across a glow effect that made that sort of like glow. And I was
Yeah,
thinking
it was
more
cool.
on like the lines like Enter the Void type. You've ever seen that movie? Like
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was a cool movie. I don't know what that dude was on. It seemed like some DMT or something. I don't know.
yeah, it was about the DMT.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, that's what was cool about your art was I was like, okay, this art is melting my brain. Or I was like, I feel like this art makes me trip out in itself.
Absolutely,
Or
yeah,
for
and
people
I
out there that aren't into that, but they like to see art, I think that's a great way to be like, whoa, man, this is some far out stuff. I look forward to what else you're creating. You've already released like 4 projects, you say?
yeah, absolutely. So I recently, probably it was about 18 days ago, I released one a project, and then 4 days two albums. One is called Psychedelic Tendencies. It's about 14
Nice.
tracks. So yeah, it's still on that same vibe. You know what I mean? But it's definitely its own project. I would say it's more trappy and more party music for Psychedelic Tendencies. There's a little bit of like darker songs in there, like horror
Mm-hmm.
songs, but it's definitely a little bit different of a vibe than Chaos is Around. I feel like Chaos Around was more conspiratorial,
Mm-hmm.
so definitely tried to go a little bit different of a route. But I mean,
Nice.
Psychedelic Tendencies still has that aspect to it a little bit, but
Dope. Yeah, I'll have to dive more into your music because I followed you on Spotify and subscribed on YouTube. So I'll put your links down below in the comment section and stuff like that. Um, you distribute your stuff yourself to the online distributors?
yeah, so I just been using DistroKid.
Yeah, DistroKid's rad.
Mm-hmm.
It's especially if you're doing collaborations with people that also use DistroKid. I think it's really helpful for that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really easy to link everybody that works together and give everybody like if you need to split a song, like the earnings for it, or it's just easy to just you know,
Right. Yeah. So you just released a new album. You said, what was it called again?
So the first one that I released was Psychedelic Tendencies.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one was a collaboration album I did with another local artist, and it's called Salt Lake Masterminds.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I need to check that one out.
But I would say they're both honestly good vibes, and it's more like partier type of vibes. You know, trappy. There's still some interesting on there.
Cool. You you got some cool stuff in your videos. I was like, huh, you choose some cool settings and like different props and stuff. So it looked like you would be pretty creative, even if you didn't have a huge budget or anything.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, because I mean, one of the things I've seen is these guys still have really nice cameras. You know, so it's just kind of like I feel like you can take low quality footage, and if you have creativity, you could turn that into something amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if you have no creativity but the best equipment, it's not going to be good. So that's kind
Right.
of the way I've looked at it is the just being creative. I definitely feel that that's kind of what we need is more creative energy, more different vibes than what we've kind of been playing around with in the mainstream.
Yeah, true that. So what do you think about the mainstream? Because it seems like, the underground artistry is always a thing, but would you ever want to get to that mainstream level?
I mean, if I were to get to that mainstream level, I just would refuse to compromise my art. You know, mainstream art. I think that as a whole, the industry is just regurgitating a lot.
Right.
So I just don't want to compromise the art. You know what I mean? And I've seen power in having a small audience. Like
Mm-hmm.
you don't necessarily have to be super huge and big. You know, like kind of so like a guy like Stoner Jordan, if he, I mean, I for him, he's out of
Mm-hmm.
Arizona, but he just kind of tours around just the United States, and he's just kind of a smaller artist, but he has that small fan base, and he's like, you know, and, you know, just
Yeah,
had,
cult
you know,
followings on
yeah,
they definitely, you can survive. You can make a living with even if you have like 100 fans, 1,000 fans. People definitely make
yeah,
it work.
definitely. Yeah,
And
yeah, definitely. There's definitely enough. I mean, yeah, and I think with the mainstream, I think they're definitely there's a certain aspect. I don't think that's all real. I think to a
mm,
certain aspect with the mainstream, it's more like a pony show almost. It's like, okay, this is what we want you to think that's actually going on. Kind
right,
of,
yeah.
you know. So
Yeah, like with the government too. No.
yeah, yeah, definitely. We could, I mean, we could get into that, but yeah, definitely. I mean, I think the music industry is definitely a business, and I think the art kind of gets compromised.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. When it becomes business and intermingled with art, and you're dealing with the suits and just big money, then it's just changes the game. um yeah, dude, I'm gonna have to go check out Utah. I've been down to Ogden, Utah, and just through Salt Lake, but haven't ever spent much time there.
Yeah, and I mean, Utah is kind of a weirder state. It definitely is pretty quiet. It's a great place for a family. I mean, it definitely I feel like is kind of stuck in kind of like an old town type of view. I would
Mm-hmm.
honestly compare Utah it's like a mountain range Bible Belt type state, but in the West.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's kind of like, with the Mormon Church and kind of like that culture.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely, things are different out here. Like you can't buy alcohol at all times of the hours.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? So it's
Man,
kind of like,
I don't know if I was just probably really drunk when I was there, but I actually have heard that there's lesser alcohol content that they serve out there too. I don't know if that's true.
yeah, there was for a while, but then the beer producers were like, because they were basically giving Utah special treatment. So they're like, they shut it down.
Oh, yeah.
So it
Or they're
was
like,
like that
man,
for a while.
that's cool. They're like a zero tolerance state, or are they?
It's damn near a zero tolerance state. Like the legal limit is 0.05, and that's like a drink of
Mm.
alcohol. Like, no joke. They will arrest you and give you a DUI. Like, even if you're not plastered.
Oh, yeah. What?
It's pretty much not a drop over here for driving.
Right. They have medicinal like cannabis out there or no?
They do actually.
Oh, they do.
So it is medicinal,
That's
but
cool.
we're the only medicinal state where it's not legal to smoke.
Oh, you can only have like edible.
You can only, well, you can vaporize it.
Oh,
You can,
vaporizing.
mhm.
Yeah, that's. I mean, vapes are cool. It's another alternative. Could be healthier. I don't know, really, but that's cool. I'm glad to hear the world's changing and in some good ways. I don't know. The world's
Yeah,
getting
it's
crazy.
slowly creeping in there. I mean, Utah's slowly changing, but it's just kind of the old kind of Republican values here, kind of still are, the mainstream type thing here. But I mean, so the guys who absolutely need that, they get it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, Montana's pretty old school in their ways, but we've been changing, and that's cool.
Absolutely. And I think Montana would rival, I think Montana would be one of the few states that has better nature than Utah. Like, just kind of the
Mm,
mountains and kind of the things and that they have over there. I mean, I've been to Montana only for Yellowstone.
nice.
So that
Well,
was
I'm
a
gonna be
great
putting on
experience.
some music festivals eventually. It's my plan to put on Crossroads Music Festival and Crossroads tours. So I don't know about this next year, maybe, or the year after. I'll be back out on the road and trying to line up shows in different states, and I'll be reaching out to all these different artists I connect with for some like summer festivals out here in Montana. Um, so yeah, I'll definitely keep you in mind for some of those projects I have as far as live stuff, and then I do the like beat ciphers. I think I sent you a thing about the cipher projects I'm doing with
Yeah,
people.
absolutely. And I'm gonna definitely check that out. I definitely been finishing up a lot of projects, so definitely, we'll get it in my payment. Try and find a beat.
Yeah, it always helps when we can connect like this to become, just better aware of who we are as artists and people and kind of what we're like, you know. Um,
Absolutely.
and so virtually connecting, I'm super stoked that we can do this. And yeah, thanks for taking the time to do the Zoom connection. Um, so you just finished the album. You got any other projects in the works, or you just always writing?
Yeah, actually, I'm almost done with another album.
Oh,
So,
nice.
yeah, I've just been just trying to get a lot of music out. I have probably another couple projects that, so I definitely have been trying to stay consistent with the music releases. Especially, I mean, I'm probably gonna be dropping albums into 2023. Maybe take a year break just to, um,
Right. Yeah.
regenerate,
Yeah, for
But
sure.
I've definitely had a lot of good stuff come my way, a lot of good beats, and a lot of good songs. Just and everything. It's I've definitely seen the growth.
Nice. Well, yeah, I'm stoked to connect. I'll definitely stay tuned for what else you got coming in the future, and I'll put your links down below. Um, yeah, sorry that sometimes the audio connection wasn't the best, but I've just been getting the podcast going. I'm into like this is probably the 42nd or something podcast.
Okay.
So it's definitely progressing and growing, but I
For
imagine
sure.
in time it should help everybody kind of connect with each other and
Oh,
um
absolutely.
yeah, so I'm super stoked. I'll have to tap into some more of the artists that you work with out there because I noticed you have a bunch of songs featuring other people. So
Oh yeah, I've definitely ran into a lot of decent local artists, and I've been able to make these collabs happen. And I just feel like all the music we've made has been pretty good. Like honestly, I just pride myself in making a decent song or something quality.
I dig it, man. I'm a fan for sure. Like I said, I hit up your Spotify and YouTube, and I'll stay tuned.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
I'm not always on Facebook or anything that much. I'm trying to be better about it, but yeah,
For sure,
man.
yeah. I
Thank you
feel
for
that.
connecting. Is there anything else you want to say before we head out?
Oh no, definitely. I definitely appreciate you hitting me up, wanted to talk. I definitely you know, music, so it's definitely good to just experience other people's viewpoints. And definitely, if you can see people and
I didn't catch that last part. It was
oh,
like
I was just
crashing out on
saying,
me.
I was just saying, just more content. Just that definitely, I just want to keep pushing. So I just, you have put in pretty decent amount of work so far. 4 years,
Yeah.
as you said.
Yeah, it looks like you've done some great work and it looks like you've done some stuff for other people too, huh? Like making
Yeah,
videos for
yeah,
other
I've
people?
yeah, I've probably made about 4 or 5 videos for other artists,
Nice.
and then I've
Well,
also
that's the way
done
to be.
other video stuff.
Well, dang, dude. Eventually when we collaborate, it'll be cool to hopefully collaborate video wise as well. Cause I definitely like that trippy editing.
Yeah,
Super cool.
absolutely. And I mean, yeah, like people can send me footage and I can edit that,
Oh,
so I
okay.
can, yeah. So I mean, yeah. So that's kind of the way I've been trying to set it up and set up with the business. Is I definitely do want to set up. Feel like the music's great, but I feel like my biggest talent is kind of the visual art.
Okay.
But I love both of them, and I see both of them going somewhere.
Yeah,
If I keep
your videos actually kind of reminded me of, like Travis Scott's got some really like psychedelic videos that I'm like, man, these visual effects are so cool. Of course, he has like huge budgets to work with. So I'm sure if you had budgets like that to work with, you could create
Oh
some
yeah,
amazing
that
art.
yeah, honestly, yeah, and I'm sure someday it will happen where I'll get an expensive big budget video. That's something I want to do. Um, it just take a little bit of time, probably a lot of money.
Yeah. But as long as you're working it, and that consistency thing, I think is probably one of the biggest factors. Some people uh, don't like to release a lot of content, but I think if you consistently kind of release stuff, it keeps people interested and well aware that you're working your
Yeah,
mojo, you're working
definitely,
your craft. So I'll be
definitely.
staying tuned for sure, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm trying to make this a really good year for dropping art, and honestly, I'm just trying to become even more professional. Definitely want to drop more videos, want to drop more albums. I'm trying to have that's kind of my goal, and then also just continue with the video stuff, and it's honestly it's been great to build an audience. It's definitely a steady grind, and that's kind of the way I look at it too. I mean, dropping the consistent art, I've it's just been a steady build. I feel like a lot of guys kind of have that stagnation because they don't have a steady drop, or they don't put in the work needed to get where they want.
Yeah, dude. Dude, that stop sign effect. I don't know. There was a stop sign on one of your videos that I was like, whoa. It just was like duplicating.
Oh, yep. Where so you see the stop sign, we got the stop sign, and then it flips up, and you see it like a million times type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, that one was wild. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was cool, man.
absolutely. Yeah, and then definitely, I'll send you some links to some of the other crazy music videos I've made. I definitely and just enjoy the creative aspect, and I should have probably a new video hopefully in the next couple weeks to drop as well.
Cool.
So
Well, I'm
yeah,
looking forward to that for sure.
absolutely, yeah. And
Yeah.
I mean, I spent a lot of time on this one. I feel like these older videos are gonna be they're gonna be hard to follow up on just
Right.
because of how good they are. So I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can beat that. So it's been like, oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. Exercising that third eye again, where it's like, how do you push yourself beyond what you've already, reached? And I guess that's the progression thing. As long as you keep progressing, then,
Yeah, absolutely.
it
And I feel
keeps the
like
audience entertained.
yeah, absolutely. And I feel like the key to kind of like the creativity is just stimuli, is just kind of seeing other and then kind of incorporating those things and trying to Frankenstein something into something artistic.
Yeah, dude. Well, sweet. Eyeball Jones, thank you so much for taking the time to do this podcast. Um, I will
Absolutely.
be doing these more in the future. So in the future, when you're gonna drop your next project or something, we can always chat again, do a little extra promo, and
For sure.
I guess hopefully one day we can meet in real life. So
Absolutely.
that'll be
Yeah,
cool.
you're
Be
not
able to
too
put on a
far
show.
away.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
definitely
I'm
let me
like
know
a
about
state
shows.
away.
For sure. And like I said, I love Yellowstone, so I mean, I just like the nature part. I mean, just nature really is the best.
Yeah, dude. It's fun to go into the city, but there's no place like nature. That's where I'll be really tripping out in nature.
For
Just
sure,
off
yeah, that's what I'm
naturally,
saying.
just looking at nature itself.
Yeah, that's definitely what I'm saying. I mean, my favorite thing is definitely just going out into the mountains, and then when it's dark, and then seeing.
Yeah, dude. Well, hopefully one day we have a big outdoor festival and we can rock out on stage together and have a good time.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, let me know if you ever make that happen. I definitely would like to do shows in Montana.
Yeah, eventually it will come to be. But yeah, thanks for again doing this now, and I look forward to talking to you some more in the future. And good luck with all your projects.
Absolutely. Well, I hope you have a good one. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, brother, have a good night, and I will share this like tomorrow. I'll get it lined up tonight on YouTube, and I'm just starting to get them onto like all the podcast streaming sites like Apple Podcasts and all that jazz. So
Yeah, and absolutely. Yeah, feel free to tag me, and I'll share it to my pages and everything. So I definitely appreciate you having me on. It was good
yeah,
talking to
you're
you.
welcome.
Pretty chill. Yeah.
Thank you, and have a good night.
Yeah, you too. I'll see
All right,
you.
take care.